Hi everybody, I'm going to go over drawing chairs in this video. So basically our whole goal of a chair conformation of cyclohexane, which is what I've got here, is to take what we draw as this, as just kind of a hexagon, to showing what its shape actually looks like. So I'm going to orient this as we see it. Okay, so the shape that we're seeing here, that's kind of like the Budweiser symbol, that is the chair. Okay, so imagine you've got like a little headrest up here, the little legs stretch out, little footrest down here. That is the chair shape. So we are essentially going to be replicating this exact picture or drawing on paper. Okay, that's our whole goal of drawing out chairs. So that way we can actually demonstrate what the 3D structure looks like in a 2D drawing. Okay, so we want to go from this to that. Okay. So as we're doing this, we want to keep in mind here that all the red dots that I have up here and all down here, those are called our axial positions. And then all of the unmarked things around the edge, those are the equatorial positions. Okay. So if I do a chair flip, if I take this down and that up, you see what happened here is that now all of my red dots are in the equatorial positions and all of my unfilled spaces are in the axial positions. Okay. And so we essentially just did our little flip. Okay. So that's what we're going to practice here. So I would recommend definitely drawing along with this video. And I'm going to show you one way of drawing chairs, and feel free to kind of do what the book says in terms of drawing chairs, because there are different methods. I'm just going to show you what my favorite one is. Okay, so the shape that we're going to make, the way that I like to start it is I just start with the tail. Okay, so in this case, that's just kind of one of the footrests, right? The ones that's pointing down. And then once I have that piece, then we're going to go down here. And then the next one has to be parallel to that. Okay, so 2 parallel lines. And then this is going to be parallel to that one. And then that is parallel to that one. Okay. And then usually I overshoot this, so I just do a little bit of cleanup correction here. And then that's our chair. Okay, let me do that again. So first make the point at the end. Then we go down, down, up, up. Clean up. Okay, so that is our chair. If we want to draw the other chair, and so this is when I did that flip, we're going to draw the other one. So basically what we're looking at is we're going to pull that bottom corner up, pull the top one down. So now we're going to end up with our headrest on the other side. And so we do the same kind of triangle piece, and then up, up, down, down, and then we clean up. So you'll find that you have one kind of favored side that's your easier side. I have a lot easier time doing this one. So if I'm going to draw a chair first, I'm most likely going to draw this side. This one is a little bit harder for me to draw, so you can kind of see which one looks a little bit nicer. So that's the actual drawing of the chair. So I just want to keep in mind here what all we have. Oops, that is way too thin. What all is parallel to each other. So these two are parallel. Let me get a different color out. These two are parallel. And then these are parallel. So you should have a whole sequence of parallel lines here. So you got these ones, these ones, these ones, okay? And the same thing over here where we've got, let me add some numbers here. Okay, so 1 is now up here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 2-3 bond here, 5-6 bond right there. Oops. Sorry, that's the 4-5, 1-2. And then here. Okay, so you can kind of see where those things moved to. Okay, so for axial positions, if I've got my chair, okay, so I've got my chair here. For the axial positions, I'm going to look for the straight up and down. Okay, so these are always straight up and down. And we're looking at those axial positions as coming off of, let me put the reds back in, there we go. So coming straight up off of the points that are going up and straight down from the points that are going down, okay? So anything that's gonna point up is gonna have an axial going up. So we're gonna have H up here, and here, okay? The important thing to keep in mind here is that this side of the chair is essentially what's facing towards you. So when I have this, one way to indicate that is to draw it like that so that you can kind of see that H is in front, not in the back, okay? So that's all of my axial up positions. My axial down, I'm going straight down off of those points. And so this one here is in the back. Okay, so then I have my axial positions. So all of the ones up here are up. Everything, oops, down here is down and axial. Okay, if I'm looking at my equatorial, it's a little ugly. Okay, so for equatorial, we're looking for parallel again. Okay, so axial positions are not parallel to anything. I should put this. Okay, so they're going to be parallel to bonds in the ring. Okay, so what I mean by that is, I'm going to stop the share really quick. Okay, so I'm going to put my red dots back in the equatorial position. So I'm going to flip that back. So once I'm here, let me get this oriented properly so you can see the chair. So see how this is the point up, that's the headrest, footrest over here. So if we take a look at this, that is parallel to this bond right here. Okay, so this line, if you imagine it continuing that way, is parallel to that line continuing that way. Okay, if we look at this one, well, that's a tough one to see on the camera. Let's look at this guy. This is parallel here and here. Okay, this one is parallel here, here. Okay, so all the equatorial positions are going to be parallel with kind of the bond away in that ring. So if we go back to our drawing and see what that looks like. So if I'm looking at equatorial position right here, I'm kind of looking at the bond away. So here and here. So my equatorial position is going to be right there, H. Okay, then I've got up. Okay, so these two, we won't expect those to be parallel to each other. Okay, this H is going to be here and here, this H here and here. Okay, so let's do a little bit of highlighting as we go here. Okay, so we got parallel there, parallel there. Okay, so let's go continue around the ring. So here, it's going to be there. We're going to have this one be up. and that one's gonna get an orange. This one's down. And that one's blue. And then up. And that one's pink. Okay, so those are all of our equatorial positions. Okay, so for up and down, they each have an up and down as well. Okay, so this H is up. Actually, I'm just gonna box. Okay, so all the up ones are gonna be in boxes here. And what you should note is that just like in the axial position, there were 3 up H's, 3 down, there's 3 up, and then 3 down, okay? So, and keep in mind that they're alternating, okay? So this H going up, the axial is going down on that, okay? So if we put those all together, try that again. I swear my worst chairs are on the iPad. I think because it's too slippery. Oh, I actually hate that. That's better. Okay. All right, so all together, I like to draw on my axial substituents first. Because they are all the straight up and down ones. Okay, I should have 6 of those, so we double check that. And then we go in with the equatorial ones, making sure that everything is as parallel as we can make it. Okay, so at the end of it, you should have 12 hydrogens all told. And so we've got all of our axial and equatorial substituents here. And then, of course, you can do it on the other one, which I was avoiding doing because I don't like drawing that chair. Okay, same process on this one. All the points going up, get the axial H up. All the points going down, the axial H down. Fix this little guy here. H. Okay, so all of our axial positions and then all of our equatorial positions parallel to the same things. Right, so we're still going kind of one bond away. And that's what we're looking for. Okay, so that's how we draw rings. Don't expect to pick this up all in one go. It takes a lot of practice and you'll probably be drawing a lot of kind of ugly chairs first, but that's okay. It took me many years to get here and eventually I just had to practice drawing them over and over and over again. So just take your time with it, practice drawing it. If it helps to kind of trace them a few times, there's like printable tracing things that you can use so to kind of get that shape down. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna spend a bit of time at this, and this is gonna come all semester and all year. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see y'all later.